There are a lot of changes happening in health insurance in the next couple of years, and the exchanges are marketplaces that will allow consumers to have a choice of affordable options and also serve as a portal for eligibility and enrollment in public programs and for premium subsidies through tax credits as well. It's critical to realize that exchanges are a mechanism for obtaining coverage, and that is occurring in the context of much more significant changes in the health insurance market. Specifically, there will now be an individual mandate to obtain coverage and significant changes in the marketplace for the individual and small group market. The Affordable Care Act requires that each state have an exchange. And what the federal government has done is create 3 different ways that states can make that happen. One way is through the state actually creating and running its own exchange, and those are called state-based exchanges. On the other end of this spectrum, states decide that they really don't want to create their own exchange, and the federal government will come in and do the work of setting up and running the exchange on behalf of the state and its residents. Then there's also a sort of a hybrid model, which is called the state partnership model, whereby the state and the federal government negotiate over what role the state will play and what role the federal government will play. These exchanges will have a very significant role in the state insurance market, and that is something that I expected states to want to have more control over. A couple of factors I think have been significant. One is the political environment and the uncertainty. And another is that there is really a tremendous amount of planning and effort that needs to go into doing this successfully. And I think there are states that took a really clear-eyed look at what it would take and decided that they just didn't have the level of effort and the resources that would be required. The states were concerned that they wouldn't have the time and to some extent the information necessary to be successful. There are a couple of sort of big buckets of things that are absolutely critical to success. One of them is connectivity. One of them is the information technology infrastructure that allows all these different systems and entities to talk to each other in relative real time to create all the flow of information, who it needs to go to, when, in a credible, reliable, secure way is an enormous challenge. The second area is around consumer outreach and facilitating consumer decision making to enable those who are enrolling to make informed decisions in line with their own values and preferences. It has the potential to increase competition, increase quality, increase efficiency, and make the entire insurance process much more easy and accessible for all kinds of different populations and individuals, including all those previously uninsured who now are required to buy coverage. It won't be easy, but there is an unprecedented opportunity to make that happen in our insurance marketplace.
What is a deductible? What is a deductible? What is a deductible? Well, I've tried 3 ways now, and I can't manage to find a way to make a health insurance deductible sound exciting. But it is nonetheless very important that you understand how your health insurance deductible works, and as well as the other 2 major cost shares that you may have in your health insurance policy. The other 2 are copays and coinsurance. But we're going to focus on health insurance deductibles right now. A health insurance deductible usually works on an annual basis, not on a per expense basis. So that means if you have a $1,000 deductible, the insurance company is going to look at all of the expenses that you have had over a period of time, and you're going to be responsible for the first $1,000 of those expenses. So that could be several doctor's visits, or that could be one stay in the hospital. And then after that, the insurance company is going to pay some or all of those eligible expenses. Now, it's important that you understand that not all policies work the same way. So I can't tell you what, as a global thing, what your policy is going to cover without you meeting your deductible, and what you're going to have to meet your deductible for. So it's important that you understand that. That when you compare policies, you may or may not be comparing apples to apples. Sometimes doctor's visits are subject to the deductible, and sometimes they're not. The same thing is true with prescriptions. Deductibles will almost always work on an annual basis, but that 12-month period may start with January 1st, or it may start with the anniversary of your effective date or your effective date. Again, it's important for you to understand all of the cost shares, because sometimes you'll have a zero deductible policy that has huge coinsurance percentage, or that has unusual copays, like $500 a day in the hospital. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's important that you understand all of the cost shares and how they work with each policy each policy you're considering before you make a final decision. Now, if you're in Connecticut, I would love to answer any questions that you have about Connecticut health insurance. You can call me 1-800-INSURANCE if you're dialing from a Connecticut phone. Or 203-374-3645. You will speak with myself or my son, and we'll be happy to help you answer any questions you have about health insurance. If you're looking at this on YouTube, I'd appreciate it if you would comment below. It helps us to get more viewers, and that helps out a lot. I hope that these video tips are helpful to you. I will have some more and post them on the website shortly. Thank you.